What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bring you incredible guests from all over the world, so sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest is a recovered porn addict. He turned himself into your 10.0 self, and he's an online personal development coach. Please welcome Nick Drivas. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Deanna. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I want to first get into, I think this subject is something that's not talked about enough. I've had one other person on the show many years ago when I first started talked about this, and like what it did to his life was really terrible. And so I want to talk about, and you're a young guy. Talk about like how and what happened in your life that you turned into a porn addict.
So at the age of 12 is when this all started. I was the type of kid that was very to myself. I had a lot of social anxiety just growing up over the years. And it started very young where I would just run into the bathroom and cope with the pain that I was going through of feeling so alone, so isolated. My parents just got divorced. So it really messed me up. And I was trying to chase a dream at the time. I was trying to be an NBA player. So at a very young age, I was really trying to find myself, all these things, but I would just run to the porn to make me just feel not so alone. And even when I was trying to chase a dream, it just led me backwards. And it was coping with me not getting to that actual dream that I saw in my head, but it wasn't coming into fruition for myself. So
that's like a distraction. It's because that's what, an addiction is. It's a distraction.
Yeah, it was a scapegoat from my reality. I was running away. Like, you want to run towards the pain, if anything, and that's not what I was doing. So throughout my teen years, that's what I kept doing. I had no confidence in myself. I couldn't talk to women, especially because of the porn. I couldn't just talk to somebody just out on the street. Like, I remember there was this one time when I was in a deli, and there was a person in front of me, and this is when I'm like 15 years old. And I'm getting so shaky. I'm premeditating what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it. And by the way, this was like right before I just like whacked it in the bathroom. Like,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, like, so I'm like stimulated, all these things. And I can't talk to the guy at the counter, and my voice is very raspy. Just not confident, slumped over shoulders, and I just couldn't get the words out. And it just made me feel less as a man. I felt so weak with myself. It made me just feel so discouraged. And for years upon years into my early 20s, I'm 23 now as of last week. And
happy birthday.
Thank you. And over the years, it just really fucked me up. It just mindset-wise, physically, because I was also the kid growing up. I was very skinny. So I was trying to pack on muscle. I was trying to learn about food, diet, macros, how all this worked. I never got the results. And throughout my years, just trying things over and over. I tried basketball at first through my teen years. Then I tried doing YouTube. I dropped out of college to try to pursue YouTube because I felt so depressed. From being in a classroom, and I wanted to chase a dream, but I was still attached to the porn. I remember I would drive to, it's a state university school here in New York. It's called a SUNY. So SUNY Old Westbury is where I was going. So it's like a 15-minute drive. And I remember on that drive every day, I would tell myself, I hate myself. I just want to watch more porn. I had this very dark cloud over my head, and I felt so lost in my life driving to that school. And then once I dropped out, I felt more lost, if anything. I was trying to figure what I wanted to do with my life, and nothing was working. So for like 6 months, I'm just working at Nordstrom Rack at the time, just a job to support some income. I'm still watching porn, and this is when I'm like 19 now, like 20.
But so I have a question for you. Did your family know that anything was going on? I mean, I know your parents were divorced, but I'm not sure which parent you went to. Did anybody have an idea like you were struggling with something?
No, not with the porn. And then even when I quit my job, like I used to take my car and go to the basketball court like in my neighborhood, and just play hoops. And luckily I would be able to figure out something. Like, I didn't tell my parents. I would be out all day in my car, just on my phone, just scrolling on Instagram. Like, I was super lost. I didn't tell anybody, nobody at all. My parents, my friends. Like, I kept it very hidden to myself.
Do you have any siblings? Or are you an only child?
Only child.
Oh, I think that having siblings is I mean, they can be a pain in the butt, but it would be somebody to lean on. Did you ever wish that you had a brother or sister that you could talk to during that time?
Not because, I look back at it now and I say, I needed to go through that to grow. I needed that to become the 10.0 self that I am now. Like, I needed all that experience, me going through all that to be like become the source of what you see. So I had to become that source through all these experiences as I just kept going along in my journey.
Yeah.
So I'm going now, just trying to do the YouTube. I'm super skinny and I'm trying to just get something going in my life, and nothing is still working. I'm like, why is nothing working? I'm still watching porn. I'm still just trying to figure things out. I'm not eating correctly. I'm just lost once again in my life. And I finally found some sort of purpose. I go onto TikTok. I blow up. I get like 700,000 followers off of it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But here's the twist with that. It wasn't real. It wasn't a real 700,000 followers. I got so attached to the clout and the fame that I was just like, oh, what can I get like another 10,000 followers for the day? So I just started making just whatever content. At first, it was just fitness content. And then it turned into just this weird content. My income started going down from it. And I fell right back into that pleasure-seeking mode. So I started just going back to the porn, going back to the bad food, and then I get super overweight. So I turn into the marshmallow guy from Ghostbusters.
I don't see you getting really overweight. You seem like a naturally lean dude.
Well, that's what was growing up. I was like the super string bean type of guy. And then the opposite happened. So I've been on both sides. Like, I've been super skinny, then I've been super overweight.
Okay.
So then from there, I'm like 21 now. This is like 2021. For like a year, I'm not really doing anything. I just see my income going down each month, and then it hits zero. I'm like, Nick, you got to figure something out. Like, you need to get your life together. You need to figure this out. So I finally hit rock bottom. So now this is 2022, July 27th. And I'm like, this is enough. So I remember I'm whacking it so hard, like literally 2 to 3 times a day for like a year straight.
Yeah.
And I'm so disgusted with myself. And this was the second round of the day. I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And that consciousness was calling me to say, Nick, you got to get out of this situation. You need to stop everything that you're doing, go full-heartedly at what you want, which was personal development, running my business, because my business was failing. I was trying to do this online training business, and it just wasn't working. Nothing was coming in. So I invested into a coach, and then he taught me the program that now I teach to others that saved my life. Because I was so fucked up. I felt so weak when I was in that bathroom, just seeing pools of semen all over my toilet seat. And I'm like, I need a change. This is disgusting. What type of man does this? And
did you have a relationship at all during this time?
So in high school, over the years, I had 2 relationships. And because I was still watching porn, even in those relationships, like, full transparency, I couldn't even get Mr., down below to even come up when it was time to perform with her. And that experience alone, like, I remember crying to her because I couldn't perform and give her what she wanted. Like, she broke up with me because we tried a couple of times and it didn't want to working out. And then I just like went just bawling my eyes out. I remember that night. It was, I felt such like just so much pain in myself. I felt disgusted with myself. I didn't know who I was. And for years upon years, I was so lost in my life. And I just kept running to the porn to try to find something, and a scapegoat for the vices that I was going through, and it wasn't leading me anywhere. But once I cut out all those vices, because that's what I did when I invested into a coach last year, I cut out everything that was holding me back because I was hit with so much. So I was able to dig myself out of that hole, but it took a lot of sacrifice. Sacrifice creates paradise. So I had to go through so much. That's what it is. It's that sacrifice. And still, to this day, I still do this discipline checklist for me to stay in that full alignment, to be that 10.0 self. And that's what I teach my guys, my elite guys. Like, for you to really have a rebirth, because that's what happened to me last year. I had a total rebirth in myself. To really reconstruct the best you possible is going to be cutting out all those vices, those addictions, anything that's holding you back, that self-talk. Because my self-talk was disgusting. It was nasty. I wanted to kill myself. It was so bad with the porn. I wanted to commit suicide when I was on that drive to my college every day, when I was here in this house and I'm down in that basement last year on July 27th. Like, I wanted to end it all. I didn't want to do anything with my life. And investing into myself was the best possible decision that I could make. That was it. Like, that was the turning point. And then right from there, everything just started to change every single day. I started stacking the wins. I started seeing everything in a new light. I started dialing my diet, my workouts, and just consistency, wake up times, all these things, because I was focusing on what I could control. And that was just working on me. I'm not focused on, Marley down the road or Bob, like at freaking AutoZone. Like, I'm focusing on me. So I was able to control my internal, and it changed my whole external. Internal state affects external state. So that's what I had to do to become 11 months later. Now, everything has changed. My business has leveled up drastically. My physique wise, like shredded to the bone, back and forth with fat loss and reverse diets. Now I have the blueprint for how all this works. And it's total 360. And it's just a beautiful thing that I had to go through all these failures to actually gain the wisdom.
Well, yeah. Do you think there's a difference between porn addiction versus like alcohol or drug addiction?
No, there's not. It's still a vice at the end of the day. Like, people will say, oh, well, he's only been through porn. He's never really drank or did drugs. I'm like, I drank twice in my life and I instantly regret it. Regret is your guideline. So whatever the vice is, like, for me, it's porn. That's like the gateway to me, like feeling like a failure, feeling just worthless in this world.
So, obsessed in like just cause, so you're not the, I mean, like I said, I have had someone on the show before, but I actually had a guest on. His name is Dr. Orist, and he talks about men that he works with that would come to him that had a porn addiction, and they're in their 50s, and they wonder like why they've never been able to have a good relationship, in the same issue where they would try to perform with in their relationship and it wouldn't work, and it's because of that fantasy world that you create in your head from the porn. So it's a very psychological and physical. It's a little, I mean, I think it's almost a little bit more powerful than like a drug or alcohol addiction, because, like when you get your psychological state of mind involved, that's a little bit harder to free yourself from than like a chemical, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. But like, once you're able to cut it out completely, then you're going to be able to perform and have that confidence in yourself with like whoever, like when you're just with your woman, and you're going to see the good things in her. Like, you're going to see every curve in her and be like, oh man, because you're not attached to the fantasy world anymore of how it's portrayed online and everything.
That's beautiful. So do you have a relationship now?
Not currently, but it's crazy. Total 360 with that too. Now when I'm at the gym, the way I look now, my physique, my confidence, my demeanor, all these things, I don't do anything. Like, I don't like to talk to anybody really at the gym, because
Me
that's
either.
like literally, like that's the time to really hit that peak physical performance, raise that vibration frequency. Your frequency is what you frequently see. So me being in that gym, now I'm getting chicks come up to me that are the ones too that I desire, like the ones that I really like. And naturally, they're touching the muscles, all these things, are trying to start conversations. But in the past, I remember when I was attached to the porn, I wasn't taking care of myself, my diet, overweight. back in 2021 and all the way back then, nobody would want to approach me. Nobody would come up to me. Nobody would want to talk to me. All these things. It was because of my habits.
Yeah. Well, your energy is also elevating at a different level. So, the universe feels that and people are drawn to that. So let's talk about turning into your 10.0 self. Is this part of your program that you offer for your clients?
Yeah. So I have an elite mindset program, and this is where I really tap into your 10.0 self. So it's a custom blueprint to design the best life possible for you. So really that rebirth process to become the individual that you admire and you can give to the world. So if you have an addiction, if you have any sort of vice that is holding you back, any limiting mindset even, and I give you also just a custom workout and diet plan. So you're able to really cultivate the actions, thoughts, and energy to become that 10.0 self. Like really look, where are your habits now? Where can they be better? And that's what I construct for you.
I love it. And so is that the only program that you offer, or do you have another program?
So I have that. That's my elite level program. Then I have more of a mid-level program. If you just are trying to get your discipline up, your habits, and just a diet plan and workout plan, that's just a regular mindset, fitness, and nutrition program that I offer. That's more just group access. Okay. And you get weekly check-ins as well. Like I'm on you, regardless of whatever program you go with, like I'm on you. I care. Like you need that accountability. There's not enough accountability out here. Motivation from a motivational video is not going to be enough. Like you need somebody who actually has the habits in order. I practice what I preach and I preach what I practice. Like, I'll just let the results do the talking. Like, just check me. So, like, most people, they need that accountability, and that's what I offer with both of my programs. But with the elite, it's going to be one-on-one access, more hands-on, custom tailored. Sure. You do get the custom in the mid-level program, but it's more just group. You get a community of like-minded individuals on the same path as you to really level up and then hit that next level as well.
I love it. So if somebody joins you and say, okay, I want to check Nick out. I like what he's all about. I love like he's transparent. If they want to start at the mid-level, can they upgrade to the elite?
Yeah, 100%. That's what, if you want to start at the mid-level, just see how it is. Okay, Can I get my habits in order? Can I get my discipline up? Get my workouts dialed, my nutrition, all that. And then you're like, yo, you know what? I need to really take this to the next level. If you're a business owner, just a busy professional, anybody at all, you really need your habits, like realign your whole process, just you becoming the best you to really level up. Then you can upgrade, of course, to the elite mindset program.
Excellent. And do these different programs, do they have different time frames, or how long and what does that look like?
So for both programs, there's no really specific time frame. It's really up to you. First, you got to be able to like ready to go. Yeah. You know, it's going to depend on your fitness journey. Like I'll make a different program, of course, around somebody, let's say, who's like 300 pounds compared to somebody who's like 180 pounds. So the person that's at 300 pounds, it's going to take longer. But I break it down into 3, 6, and 12 months.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And who is your ideal client?
So definitely, like, I don't have any limitations. I'd love to work with anybody that is just ready, committed, and wants to level up their life. Yeah. So that goes for just a 9-to-5 worker that wants to just get their habits in order, get aligned, get their meal plans right, get their workouts right, get back in the gym, get back on the saddle if you've been slacking with your workouts, or just level up your mindset and be around more individuals. Again, that would be the mid-level program. And then for the elite program, more for business owners, busy professionals that are trying to level up their business as well, because that to tap into is going to be able to really get you to that next level in your business. Like I have one guy on the team, he runs a tile shop. So he needs to really level up his mindset, his nutrition, because his habits are all out of alignment. And also just his confidence and demeanor is way off, and he's massively overweight now. And every week we're dropping 2 to 3 pounds.
Right.
He's on the check-ins, like he's getting dialed day by day, just more and more. And now his numbers are going up in his business. Like he went up like 10% just in a month working with me. That's like overall for the business. Like he feels better. He's being that leader for his team. He wasn't showing up as a leader for his team. He's the main business owner for the company that he works for. So he's leading the pack, and he has to show up as that leader. So that's what we are focusing on through that 10.0 self process. That's what I do with the custom blueprint to really break it down for you.
I love it. Where can people find you, connect with you, and learn more if they're interested in joining your program?
So on Instagram, it's going to be Nick Drivas Fit, NickDrivas, and then just the word fit. Same goes for TikTok, same thing, and YouTube as well. I'm on there every single day. And then also, I'm doing it every single day. Like my non-negotiable daily process on my Instagram. You see the stories, 4 a.m. wake up for me. Wow. And then I go right into my day. I don't care how I feel. I get it done regardless, because I am leading by example. Yeah. Like I really make sure that you are getting the best results, and I care so much. But if I slack, then everybody around me is just going to go off and do their own thing. They're going to go off, like just the discipline, the habits, they're going to go back to their old ways. That's how I think. I have to be that peace offering to the world each day. And that's showing up through what I post. And it's not about me. It's about everybody else, because I know somebody needs it out there.
That's right. Well, you guys, I'm going to put those links in the show notes. So if you aligned with Nick's message and how he operates and his lifestyle and what he teaches his clients, don't hesitate to go click those links in the show notes. Go follow him on social media and go send him a message. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. Nick, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Man, I would say lead by example. Lead from the front. Literally. Like I don't miss. It's been 11 months of just consistency, because consistency breaks resistance. And it was all through the reps that I had to do. I had that turning point on that day when I'm in the bathroom and I just see all that just disgusting semen on my toilet seat, and I knew I needed to change. So this is your wake-up call to really realize if your life is not 100% the way you want it, like that is just a direct reflection of your reality right now, that you know that you need to change. Like listen to that voice in the back of your head, your consciousness saying, I need to change. I need to do this. I have to make this investment. I got to do this. I got to do this stepping stone to get to here. Whatever that may be, go and do it. Like, don't regret that and be in your deathbed at 80, 90 years old and you didn't take that leap of faith, or like whatever it may be, like it of that calling. Just go do it. Like you only got one life. Make it count and show up for your people. Lead by example.
Amen. Woo! On that note, thank you so much for being open, honest, and vulnerable with us with your story. And I cannot wait to see you make such an impact in people's lives around you and with your clients. And just keep doing it. Keep fighting that good fight.
That's it. 100%. The both of us. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Fantastic.
Yes, it was. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.